Here's the guts of a Sankyo. I can find the label. Pile of effluvia. A Sankyo Sound XL-600S. One of the many obscure pieces of junk that I have lying around, and figured that because I have absolutely no need for a film video camera, seeing as I have a number of electronic ones, and because I don't know if you can even use these anymore, so I figured I'd just get it for parts and do a guts video in the process. According to what I think is a date code on the handle where the little cell cartridge goes, there's a 77C, which is I think 1977. It might be March. This thing was actually mechanically looked to work a bit, but Roman's trying to find the film for it. One thing to notice is the absolute lowest cost possible construction, where some of the switches like this one, which is a cell test, and this one, which is a fader for the audio, are just plastic buttons that move some brass spring contacts. They did not use proper they did not use proper switches. Likewise with this switch, which was marked as being high and low. That was again plastic slider with a contact on the bottom that moves over a bit on the PCB. Here they did use trim pots with built-in switches because that's what they had to use. There's no way to cheaply implement that without that. There's this, which is a speed selector, which is either 18 frames a second or 24 frames a second. A buttload of wires going off the various control circuitry. There's this device, which looks to be some kind of a hybrid. Don't know exactly what it is. It's a TDK HVC IC3033. I have to look it up in a bit for later. Might be a motor controller or something. This PCB, which I haven't gotten to yet. There's this, which is monitor for monitoring the sound being recorded, auxiliary audio input or output, microphone, and remote for remotely operating the camera. And there's this, which is a, I think, start and finish. That's that records the amount of film that's been recorded. Over here there's another PCB with a number of SIP integrated circuits and transistors and a buttload of electrolytics. And there's another PCB, haven't gotten to that yet. Same one as before. Over here there is this metal flapper thingy, which is part of the iris assembly that is driven by a voice coil buried way down in the bottom there. There's this, which is a remote for zoom, and the transport motor, or the transport operation motor. Another interesting thing I found in the optical assembly, there are a pair of indicator LEDs. It is somewhat unusual, ceramic based with or some kind of plastic or some whatever the white material is. Base with the dye bond to the top of it, and it's covered over with some colored epoxy, and they both work. So the red one is not pinkish white, it is just normal red. It's just so the camera sees it. And some of these slidey finger switches that are actuated by the trigger. Some brass strips on a plastic carrier that connect these strips on the printed circuit board. You can kind of see it there. Another interesting thing is that the telephoto widescreen adjustment is mechanical instead of electrical by just reversing the polarity to the motor, so that's another weird thing. Also this thingamajig mounted to a metal bracket. I don't know, might be some kind of power electronics. Might try and crack that open. And it is. It's just some kind of a power integrated circuit, like an amplifier or something. Or switching of some kind. No part number though. Something that's interesting. Single inline package integrated circuits. Really unusual. This which is something 51202. These which is M51202. There's that, which is a heatsink for a transistor there, probably for a motor drive or something. There's the coil for recording the sound. This little assembly here. And this contact assembly, which was mounted right here. Don't know exactly what that did. There's the voice coil movement for the shutter assembly. So you can get this little filter for very high brightness situations to cut down the light even more. There's also this orange filter. I think it might be color correction for daylight or something. I don't know exactly what that's for though. And that cadmium sulfide cell, which is for light intensity for adjusting the filter. And on the back of the lens assembly, there's that mirror, which was for the viewfinder.